Still breathing. There's a lot going on here. It's been super fun, but boy, crazy. You guys do this every year?
Yeah.
This is my first year.
Oh, is it?
It's the first time I've ever been here.
It's crazy.
It
That's
is,
the
yeah.
word.
Yeah, but there's a lot of good energy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, I'm going to stop interviewing you guys.
Character-wise, I'd love to get your sense of, I mean, obviously he disappeared for a while, but where do you think we end up with Ralph at the end of the season, and sort of how would you describe where he's going in the new season? Not spoiler-wise, but as a character, I suppose.
I think it was, I sort of said that when Todd and I talked about it a lot last year, the idea behind season 4 Ralph, the first time we saw him in the show and in the universe, was I kept calling it the redemption of Ralph Dibny, which is sort of what the idea behind it was, that he started as this guy who had some very unlikable qualities, but he wasn't always that way. So the idea behind the season was bringing him over the course of 19 episodes or whatever, bringing him back to somebody who, in episode 18 when I died, he finally realized there were things out there again that were greater than himself, and he was fine to sacrifice himself for it. And that was the last thing he said to Barry, was like, you know, I'm fine. Like, he was fine to go. It was for all the right reasons. And it was so different than where we started with him, and that's something that I really appreciated and really liked. So I think him coming back in 23 and finding out that he was alive in the consciousness of DeVoe, I don't think Ralph ever really expected to get out of there. And I think it's like a new lease on life in a very different way, and you know, they became family to him, and so he's now back with his family.
And is that the thing in the new season that's sort of going to be explored a little bit with this character?
We're going to touch on that some. I mean, I think one of the big themes of season 5 is family, obviously with Nora coming in, so I think it's now with this new family unit and Nora being there and finding out what her deal is and everything like that. Ralph's going to develop his relationships with his family and his extended family, too. His family.
Are we going to continue to see that evolution from reluctant hero to I don't want to be a hero to now full-on hero with his character and stuff?
Yeah, we're going to see a lot more confidence with him as a hero, and I think also we're going to explore, I know we're going to explore the detective aspect of the character, which is something that I wanted to do that from like day one, and Todd was like, easy, like they did it in a really good way. They put the starting line way back so that we still have so much we can do with him. Everybody keeps asking me about like Sue, like when's Sue coming in, and it's like, we gotta, you know, we'll get there, all that stuff. But we've got to develop him along the way. And I like that it's been a slow burn, rather than like, here he is, he's a master detective and he can stretch and do all this stuff. It's like, there's a lot more character development there, a lot more juice in that squeeze for me than just bringing him in and having him be, you know, all that he's going to be.
I mean, expect to see more of Ralph as a private detective?
Yes, I guarantee it, yeah.
Expect like more romance between Ralph and Cisco, because I feel like they are like in a romance relationship.
Yeah, they have like, sometimes they're oil and water, but then they sort of have a similar, you know, they both want to say that quick thing, and they both do say that quick thing, and they're both like whatever funny and stuff like that. But there's going to be a lot of bonding for the two of them. They're both single men, so we're going to see where that goes. And obviously, Cisco's trying to get over his heartbreak with Gypsy, so Ralph and Cisco are going to spend some time together for sure.
See Ralph continue to challenge Barry in different ways?
I think that we will get there. I don't think we'll see as much of that as we saw last season. I think that's probably going to manifest more with Nora. I don't know that for a fact, but I would assume with his daughter we're going to play that out more a little bit there. But I think Barry now knows that, you know, Ralph can be pretty self-sufficient with that stuff anyway. But I hope we bring in more of that, because I love that relationship between Barry and Ralph. It's very special to me. I've always looked at it as like two brothers, and that's kind of how that manifested for me, was these two brothers who sometimes get along and sometimes don't. And it's always been, I mean, from day one, it was such he and I kind of had an instant connection, and it was great and easy to work with him.
Is there like another relationship you'd like to see Ralph, like, you know, like another friendship you'd like to see develop between him and another character?
I would like to see more, and I don't know if this is going to happen, but I would like to see more with actually Ralph and Joe West. I think there's a lot of really interesting stuff there, because Joe's known Ralph longer than anybody, actually, I would say. I mean, certainly as long as Barry's known him, and he knew him way back when he was still on, you know, CCPD before Barry got him fired, before all that stuff. So I would actually like to see some scenes with Joe and Ralph, you know. I think Joe understands him more than maybe anybody did, at least initially, certainly. I'd like to see more of that. I don't know if it's going to happen, but hey.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks, guys. Pleasure. Cheers.